Solve the equation using the quadratic formula. We have negative 3x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 0. First step is to graph the related function y equals negative 3x squared minus 2x minus 1, and then see how many and what type of solutions we can expect. So here I've entered the function already, and I'm going to press graph. And you can see here the parabola shows up pretty well. Notice that it does not cross the x-axis. It's always below. That means we're going to expect two imaginary solutions by doing the quadratic formula. So quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the a, b, and c, for a we have negative 3, b we have negative 2, c negative 1. So they're all negative this time. So negative b is the negative of negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 2 squared, minus 4 times negative 3 times negative 1 all over 2 times negative 3. Situation like this, you need to be extra careful when you're simplifying with all these negative signs and whatnot. It's very easy to make a negative sign mistake. So negative of negative 2 is simply 2. Plus or minus square root of negative 2 squared is 4. And then we have, let's see, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Then times negative 1 is 12. So this is going to be 4 minus 12. Another way to look at it, negative 4 times negative 3 is 12, and then times negative 1 is negative 12. So you can subtract 12 that way. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. So that equals 2 plus or minus the square root. 4 minus 12. That's negative 8 all over negative 6. Notice we have the square root of negative 8. That means we are going to have imaginary solutions. That's good because based on our graph on the calculator, that was the prediction. So continue simplifying. X equals 2 plus or minus. Now the square root of negative 8, let's write that over here on the left. Now 8 is 2 times 4. So what I can do is I can take a 2 out of the radical. So in other words, 2 times 2 squared. So this is going to be 2 square root of negative 2. Remember the negative 8, you have to keep that negative inside the radical. But I was able to pull out a 4. So it's going to be 2 square root of negative 2 all over negative 6. Now there's a 2 in common here, so I'm going to rewrite that as 2 times 1 plus or minus. It's just going to be 1 square root of negative 2, or simply square root of negative 2 all over negative 6. So now I can simplify by the 2. I'm going to get 1 plus or minus square root of negative 2 all over negative 3. Okay, almost done. There are 2 more steps to go. The first step, I'm going to get rid of this negative inside the radical and write it as an imaginary number with the letter I. So x equals 1 plus or minus I square root of 2 divided by negative 3. And then the last step, it's bad form to leave a negative sign in the denominator like this, so I'm going to just distribute it up top. And because we have a plus or minus with the I square root 2, that part's not going to change, so all it's going to do is make this 1 negative, and then the 3 is going to be positive. So x equals negative 1 plus or minus I square root 2 all over 3. Okay, so there we have it, 2 complex number solutions, which is what we expected based on the graph of the related function.